Neki with Zero Sum. Yes, we are here for the premiere of the new music video, and you might be asking yourself a couple of questions. Well, the first one is, Howard, why are you doing a reaction to the music video when you did a reaction to the song when it came out a couple of days ago? Well, first things first, you may or may not be aware that I have a particular interest in music videos, partly because I'm a big Neki fan, but also because I direct music videos as well. I've directed a few, the most recent being Keep Going, starring ASSUN from Castella Park and Otto from Candid. Yay. So you can check that out, links in the description below as well. But look, I have directed music videos before. I love it as an art form, and so I thought I really wanted to catch up on the music video when I found out this was coming out as well, right after the audio of Zero Sum came out the other day. Now, I've already made my feelings clear about this song. I really enjoyed it in the same way that I have just been enjoying Neki so much. Now, I would full on say that I'm a proper Neki fan, and I'm always very careful about saying this when we're talking about bands like this who've only really got a few songs to their name. You know, I mean, they're still relatively new. Even after we have this trick-taking EP come out, mini-album, whatever it is, even after that, they will still only have a relatively small number of songs in total. But I think you can get to that point where you can start to say, well, look, you know, on their best days, on their worst days, I'm really enjoying everything I'm hearing. And one of the big things that has really set Neki apart for me is the fact that they have made their own sound. They are performing in this space which is mostly kind of pop rock, but they don't sound like any other band. And we've talked about how there's all these comparisons, how, you know, there's a little bit of the influence of things like bands that have come before, like Scandal. You know, that's always going to appear in these sorts of all-female pop rock bands because they're one of the early ones. Bandmate, who seem to have had an influence on them. They have certain similarities to bands like Trident. But the truth is that as much as we can draw references and comparisons and even talk about genres, the truth is that Neki have created a sound of their own that has been thoroughly enjoyable. As you can see, the premiere's ticking down now, so I might as well move through this introduction relatively quickly. But for me, yes, I have definitely enjoyed their sound. I've enjoyed the fact they've got their own identity, the fact they don't feel like they're ripping anyone off or that they're trying to sort of ride anyone's coattails. They feel like their own thing. And the music videos have been a big part of that. Now, obviously, the music videos we've had thus far have all pretty much been performance-based in interesting locations, each one with its own personality, but, you know, kind of like perform in a different location. I like the fact they've been bright, colourful. You can immediately tell each of their music videos apart from any of the others just by the setting and the colour palette and everything. So I'm really interested to see where this goes. I haven't seen, I've been avoiding the trailer to avoid spoiling it to myself, but every time I go through social media, I've seen a couple of like thumbnails and stuff where it looks like it's going to be kind of dark. Given that Zero Sum to me had a vibe similar to Marse, definitely feels like one of their more... Well, this feels more like a more showy kind of rock song. It's not the big chorus and things we had of Dreams. So as a result, I kind of want this video to have a little bit of that furious intricacy that Zero Sum as a song has. I want it to feel furious. I want it to feel aggressive. I want it to feel playful like the song does. Those are the things I would expect. But, you know, great thing about music videos is it is an additional art form that you tack on to the song that you've already got. You already have a song, and then you add this on as an additional piece of art. That's one of the reasons why I cover music videos, even though I don't cover the live videos separately. And anyway, it's about to start. Let's check it out and see. Here we go. Slap bass time. Immediately going with a really dark, kind of grungy setting. Even that old school telly, it's getting grungy. Again, we've got a great speed setting. Is that green screen there? Okay. Is that green screen or is that just on a black background? Kind of waiting for it to pop off a bit. Here comes the chorus. Oh. That's it. That looks like an underground room. I'm going to say that looks a little bit like the room under Strangle Large Timothy Zara. Is that the basement under? I don't know, maybe it's not. But I'm loving the grungy dark here. I get the feeling the song like this very musicianship and it's giving a kinetic movement off the bat. It's like quite unsteady. It adds something big and really bouncing into the song. And he's just dark hair as well, everything suits the film. I can't help but feel like Neki are one of those bands where they put in so much character, they jump on the screen pretty much whatever they do. You put them in any room, let them go crazy and have fun with their song, and they're going to burst off the screen. Are we in karaoke now? A lot of just random rooms here. It's a really bright, bouncy, sharp video, just kind of jumping off the screen. Alright, that's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. I think that it's done one of the things that a music video should do, which is actually kind of made me enjoy the song even more. Oh, I'm getting messaged a lot now. I don't know if that's because because the video's just ended. I got my premiere for music video warning. Why is it the premiere warnings on YouTube are always late? Do we get credits at the end? No. Okay. For me, stop ringing. So, can you hear this? Maybe it's going to stop now. All right. So anyway, yeah, I'm a great believer that a music video, the primary thing it should do is you should feel the song. You know, like whatever the song feels like musically, that should come across in the video, and the way the video cuts, it should cut in a way that is reminiscent of the pace of the song. It should have like a color palette that's reminiscent of the feeling of the song. Everything should really encapsulate what the song is in a visual form, which is something you can really do. And sometimes doing that through a performance video is the easiest way to do it. And so, you know, when it comes to performance videos, a lot like, I mean, ironically, we mentioned Bandmade earlier. I don't want to get too much into Bandmade comparison, but almost all of their music videos are like that. And the best ones just really are the ones where they capture it, so, yeah, in the best possible way. With this, it felt like very much there were some cool ideas. I like the different settings. I like there was a lot of color palette swaps and stuff like that. It was a very high contrast video. You know, the dark hair that Hika had on. You know, those sort of wide eyed stares that you could tell the director really made the most of. There was stuff like that which was really cool. I think that maybe the areas where, and now obviously I'm just talking about it simply as a music video. The areas where maybe it perhaps lost me a little bit is that, you know how I said every single Neki video has a clear, like, visual palette. There's nothing wrong with adding more of that, having more different settings, but here there was lots of settings it was cutting between, and none of them really landed. Like, it's like they were in a basement that looked like maybe it was maybe an underground car park or something. Then there's a bit where they're in a room, which is it a green room behind a live venue, or is it a karaoke room? And then there's this weird thing where they're in by a window and what could just basically be, I don't know. It's like none of the locations really felt like they had any impact, which for me kind of made the visually, it looked a little bit like there was a lot of ideas, but none of them hugely landed. Even the bit where they're performing in front of the black wall, and then you get like the overlay. That was really cool, but I felt like they could have done more with that. And so it felt to me like this video was playing around with a lot of ideas, but none of them hugely like it was more just like it was a really good kinetic visual, but it didn't really have a huge amount of visual identity itself. Neki for me carried a lot with their performance, the way they came across on screen. Like for example, there was that bit in the where it cuts down to the slap bass in the bridge, and there's like the whispering vocals, and they kind of didn't do anything with that. But then there was another part where you got the sort of 3, 2, 1, and it sort of nicely zooms in on Hika. So I get the feeling like the direction of the video really did capture some cool moments, and if anything, the video was so enthusiastic to do lots of things that maybe that was it. It was so enthusiastic that none of them quite got the chance to land hugely. But I must admit, the thing that really worked was just the pace of it. It was a fast-paced video, nice wide-angle lens that gave a lot of chance for, you could really see the movement of, dancing around, Synchronade sort of jumping around really worked. You got to see Hika moving around a lot. I mean, when she's live, she's sort of like rooted to the microphone a lot, so she doesn't get to move as much. So I love that in the music videos, we get to see her a little bit more freed up, just able to move more with her own personality. And, the wide-angle lens also gave us a great view of Kokoro's drumming. Even Natsu just sort of doing a solo, getting a little bit of a chance to sort of get into all that guitar solo look in action was really cool. I felt that there were some really great moments in this. I just felt the video maybe didn't quite have as much of a visual identity to me as I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping that it felt a little bit more like, just sort of like buries itself into your brain with like a certain look and a feel. It was throwing a lot of the screen, and the main thing is it basically worked. And it worked for the song in that it kept everything kind of kinetic. So I like this. Is it the sort of music video that I'm going to come back and watch the music video over and over again? Maybe not as much. I did say that I didn't really feel from the get-go. I mean, for me, Zero Sum for me feels like a great album opener, or like one of those tracks you put on an album that just kind of like wherever you put it on the album, it's just going to be that song that adds this kinetic boost. It's like sort of pressing the sort of the fast forward button on the album to like punch in some extra energy. So you could put this after like a quieter song and rebuild the energy, or you could put it right at the beginning of the album, just get everyone hyped up. It's one of those songs. So it never really felt naturally, from the first time I heard it a couple of days ago, it never felt like it was so much a single. It's just a hype song. So the music video itself, I think kind of actually in a way you could say that's why it is really good shorthand, because the video feels like a hype video. It feels like it's not so much like one that you're supposed to remember hugely as just you put it on like you put on the song just to get yourself hyped. And in that sense, yes, I think this was a really great hype video. So those are my thoughts on the music video as someone who has done music video directing before, and you're more than welcome to watch my music video and tell me that I'm not so good, but I tell you who is good. The two ladies who are performing on the song Bless You to ASSUN from Castella Park and Otto from Caramel Candid. Gotta love those ladies. Anyway, they were really good on the song, even if my directing sucked. But there you go. Those are my thoughts on the new music video from the wonderful Neki. I'm such a fan. And like I said, it's actually a similar thing with their songs and with their music videos. Thus far, even on their not best day, they're still a damn sight better than pretty much most of what else is out there as an alternative. And I love that. I think they're a great band, really good fun, and Japanese music scene is full of so much great music that I love covering and bringing to you guys as per this channel down here. Just advertising so much of my stuff today, aren't I? So I really love bringing the music scene, but Neki, I think they are everything the hype says, and I love it. And this was a hype music video. If nothing else, this was a hype music video. There you go. I'm going to be watching this again. So I might as well end this video so I can go watch this video again, enjoy it, and trawl through some of the details. So enjoy your Neki. Enjoy the scenes. Enjoy it. Well, you don't need to enjoy the countdown again. That's finished. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, stop it. Ciao, ciao.